Hey, it's Big Jeff with another unboxing.
You can see it before you buy it.
Today we're going to be talking about Kicker. Please make sure you hit that like button right now. If you haven't done already, subscribe and share this out. And if you like what you see, leave a comment on good and bad or things you'd like to see in the future. What we have here, 48CWRT122, which would stand for 2 ohm. Kicker has weird part numbers. Basically, the number is, I think it goes to what year it was produced. But this right here is a slim comp made for very flat, slim locations. This is a 500 watt RMS, 1000 watt peak subwoofer. These right now at bigjeffaudio.com are $229.99. Yeah, a little pricey, but a few things. Kicker, incredible quality service. They'll even help you build your box with specs. They have a full-time team just to tech support Kicker. You can always call bigjeffaudio.com at our number 737-BIG-JEFF. Okay, so why buy Kicker? Why pay a bigger price? Well, not just the tech support, incredible warranty. Most of the stuff they will do a field destroy, basically when you have to send it in. But these, especially subwoofers, are not just Alibaba with a name on it. There's actually a lot of innovation and design into these. Right on the box it says, now with forced air cooling, runs 20% cooler. So they actually design these things to do not just bass or music. I call it the home audio sound. When you listen to a home audio setup, you can't even tell where the bass is coming from. It's just so clear and clean. So Kicker is what we're talking about today. 500 watt, sensitivity is 85.5 dB, frequency range is 25 to 500, big range. But let's start with the unboxing. So always from Kicker, you can get a nice retail style box. Let's go ahead and open this one up. You notice it's a real slim box. So we get a sticker right here. I'm gonna read it and turn around. It says, please do not return product to the store. Kicker tech support can assist you. 800-256-KICK. So even though we warranty it, we'll take care of it, they want you to contact them first. And that tells you something about the brand, that they just don't push you off. All right, next thing you notice in the box is actually a cutout here for the woofer. You can pop that out and get a perfect size. Okay, now already you can see how slim this thing is. And don't get me wrong, we sell a lot of brands. There's a lot of slim type woofers that you might be able to find less expensive, but you might not get the quality out of it. You might not get the service out of it. I don't know. Okay, first thing is a double red stitching that I notice here. That's a nice red stitching. I like the Kicker logo. So made for slim boxes under the seat. Then the other thing I noticed, which I'm going to use the Big Jeff cam here so you can see it. Cam activated. Those push terminals. Those aren't cheap at all. So this is the Comp RT12. It's not the most expensive, but you can see how much they put into even the terminals. That's really cool. All right. I'm gonna use my new caliper here. And we are basically gonna go from the table up to where the speaker would mount. That's a millimeter. So this is only 3.66 inches from the bottom to right where the baffle is. Overall, to the top is 4.35. Okay, very slim. Let's see. Okay, so I'm guessing what they're talking about, the venting. So you have in the magnet vent holes, and then they have this real cool like magnet cover that has vents in it. And I'm guessing the more the woofer moves, the more it vents out the heat, which keeps this cooler. This is a dual voice coil subwoofer. So we have 2 ohm and 2 ohm. So you get a 1 ohm load or a 4 ohm load. So if you're running 2 of these, you would need to dual 4s. This thing is really just cool looking. You don't see this from every other subwoofer on the market. Okay, let's put that there. Let's open up and see what we get specs wise. What do they give us in here? Well, the first thing I noticed is they actually give you a template to build an enclosure, which is really cool. And they do that for the CWRT 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. I want to look to see the minimum this will work in. So the 12, a vented box works in 1.75. That's the minimum. Maximum is 2.25. That's actually pretty small when you think about it with a vent. Let me go to this other side. They have it in multiple languages. Recommended amplifier, 250 to 500 watts, peak 1000. Can come in dual 2 or dual 4. Outer frame dimension, which is 12 and 9/16. Mounting depth, 3 3/4, as we showed. Mounting cutout, 11 inches. Frequency response is 25 hertz to 500. Pretty crazy that something this shallow can go that low. And remember, this isn't just made up specs. These things are tested. Now the weird part is they keep giving specs for vented enclosures. So I'm guessing they are recommending to do this in a vented, probably just for output. But I'm gonna look for sealed numbers. So you're gonna be sealed like 0.6 minimum, but they're recommending a vented enclosure. Sealed enclosures, same thing. They're recommending 500 watts though to get the full 500 when you're sealed. Obviously when a box is sealed, there's more pressure. When you have a vent, there's not as much back pressure. You don't need as much power to move the woofer. Sealed, completely sealed, you need more power. So that's why they're recommending the full 500 when you go sealed. But according to this, only 0.55 for sealed. So you got just over half a cube that they're recommending to get this thing working. Okay, I know I fumbled some words there. I'm actually learning the first time I got to open one of these up. Yeah, really don't do too many unboxings with Kicker. They usually just sell themselves. But we've had plenty of customers ask about Kicker. Okay, surround is really tough. I mean, you got to be really stupid to put a screwdriver through this one, but still people do it. They have that hard cone they always have. It's flat. I'm just kind of taken away with the whole design. You can see the whole coil in there, and you just don't expect to see what I'm seeing. It's hard because it's so slim in there. I couldn't even get a camera out of a slim subwoofer like this. Okay, well, I mean, really what we're down to is if you need a slim subwoofer that will work in 0.55 cube and also vented right around a cube, this is where it's at right here. And efficiency, vented 250 watts to 500 watts RMS and sealed 500 watts RMS is all you need to make this thing go boom. I think the venting is big to talk about because when you're running power or you're going over that 500 or staying at 500, it starts to heat up. That's when failure can happen. And their venting design between the magnet and also this outer case around the magnet makes sense. And it looks like it's made to push air, you know, every time the woofer, the excursion up and down, and then blow that hot air out from the sides like a vent. So that's really cool. So this is the CWRT12. This is a dual 2 ohm. They do make this in a dual 4 ohm. They are telling you if you have an issue, call them first so they can handle it. And if not, and you bought it through us, we are a authorized Kicker online seller, but give them a call. If you need help with box design, give them a call. They will help you out, but they give you some good information to go off of. Maybe we'll stop the video and hook this thing up to do a VVV whatever test. Okay, so everybody loves numbers. We purchased a DATS V3 from Dayton Audio, and I'm going to show you what you need to do over here with this. First thing when you set this up is you're going to have to do a calibration. So you're going to take the two leads and you're going to dead short them. And then coming over here on the software, you're going to go to the impedance analyzer and test. Let me go back there because you might not have saw it. You're going to go down and at the bottom it says test lead calibration. And it says short the test leads and click OK. Okay, so that's done. Then the next thing you want to do, take a look over here, is unshort them, and you're going to put them right on the outer two prongs, just like that. And then you're going to come back over here, and this red line right here and the blue line basically is right at 1 ohm, excuse me, 1K, which is perfect. Okay. So the next thing is we're going to get some info. A lot of times you can't get this from the manufacturer. So we're going to do it for you. I'm going to come back over here and there's a few things you got to do first. So up top right here, can you see that? Okay. You're going to want to put the piston diameter. So we'll come back over here. We're going to use this tool, and I'm going to go right to the outer edge. Let's use the other side here so I can get exact. So that's 11 inches. So basically on a 12-inch sub, it's 11 inches. So I'm going to go over here and put 11 inches. And then before you can run the test, you have to put some weight on it in grams. I've seen that 100 grams is not enough. If you don't have a scale weight like this, just get an item and weigh it. But this is a 200 gram. So I'm gonna put that right dead center. Okie dokie, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna input added mass, which is 200 grams. Okay, so now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do a impedance sweep. Okay, and I'm gonna do measure free air parameters. And then once I do the measure free air parameters, I then get this, which will darken up so I can use it. It's measure VAS for VAS. So I'm gonna click that and you can hear that little whoop. Now it pops up and said, add the mass of the driver and click OK, which we already did. The added mass is less than recommended. This driver has a FS decreased less 25% from using a larger added mass. Gotcha. So what I think I might have done wrong is I jumped the gun. And I shouldn't have put the weight on when I first ran my free air, because technically that would put weight on the cone. So I'm going to re-measure my free air. So we need to do the free air parameter first. We're going to put the 11 inches in. We're going to stay clicked on that. We're going to hit free air. Okay, once that's done, then it allowed me to do the measure VAS. So I need to put my 200 grams on there. And then I'm going to click added mass. And I'm going to click over here, measure VAS. There's a pop-up says add mass to the driver and click OK. And there we go. So now I got my specs. Those are dual 2 ohm, which it's coming in at 1.045 ohms, so that's on point. It was 33.65 the FS for Hertz, QTS 0.7792, QES 0.8787, QMS 6.881. And then I don't know, somebody please leave a comment, the L and then the E in the apostrophes, 0.369. And then we have MS, 150.3 grams. And then the V or VAS, 2.776 cubic feet, which is pretty good amount of air being moved. And that's where you get those numbers from this stat. So some of y'all like those numbers when you're building the box. You can't get them from the manufacturer. We just did it for you. You can pick one of those up yourself and do what we did with a computer. When we come back, we'll do a little bit of flex and see what this woofer does when it moves. Okay, so I don't know which unboxing you watched, but we did this Comp R, and then we also did this 800 watt kicker amp. Right now, the kicker amp hooked up, and the gain is all the way to nothing on here, just to show you how much this moves. So I'm gonna hold on to this because this thing starts flexing big time. That's 60 hertz. We find a track that goes low. .25 hertz. That thing is moving some air. The other thing I want to bring up too is that I can feel the air out of this vent we talked about. Pretty crazy. And this amp here is turned all the way down to nothing, moving that subwoofer. So this thing really gets down and does some moving. Let me grab the Big Jeff cam one more time. Get it up close and personal for you. That thing is definitely moving and definitely worth the money. I'm Big Jeff, signing off.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.